an audit and when will it be an inspection test. So they have asked us to rather just make a 3A, capital A, 2C. Oh, sorry, Chair. Sorry, Chair, there was some back feed. I apologize for that. I have put that off. So there is within the 3 capital A 2C then, that is the only part that will deal with audit and not with inspection. And the 3 capital A1 will then deal with inspection. So within 3 capital A, the proposal is to distinguish the two, to not have an audit or inspect, but one part of 3A that just deals with inspection and one part of 3A that just deals with audit. Then, Chair, further on, it's purely in the proposed amendment to Section 15 of the Principal Act. It's merely a technical amendment. We picked up that there must be just in terms of the listing, just a technical amendment there. Nothing else has changed there. So in principle, Chair, the main proposals for the changes have been to just clarify certain issues, to clarify the definitions and how the definitions read in line with the proposed amendments in the actual substantive sections of the bill. Chair, through you, that is my presentation on the working document. With the questions to the members, I will just ask colleagues from the department to also be on standby. If there are policy issues that need to be discussed or commented on, I will kindly rely on them to help us assist with that. Thank you, Chair. Chair, am I still audible?
Yes, you're still audible. You may proceed.
Thank you, Chair. If members have any comments on the proposed amendments, I will be happy to take that now.
Okay. Honorable members, there's the amendments as presented by the Parliamentary Legal Services, Mamu Barbara Lutz. If there are questions, honorable members, please pick on the line and the subsection you want to speak to and raise your issues or concerns accordingly. Perhaps, Mamu Barbara Lutz, you can take the presentation back up to the beginning so that as honorable members pose their questions, we can look into the areas of focus they are raising the issues on. Honorable Mekabe.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning to my colleagues and stakeholders on the platform. Chair, I think I am comfortable with what the legal advisor has just presented, especially on the assignee, that addition that which does not have direct or indirect interest in the product consent. So I think it augurs well, sits well with the debate that we have around this concept of assignee, and including that one of the audit. So for me, this will be okay if they insert these amendments on what is already existing, more especially that they have interacted with the department in this regard. Thanks.
Thank you, Honorable Kape. The Honorable Mamu Babama.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning to the colleagues. I don't want to echo Metlape's words, but like her, I am satisfied with the amendments that have been made. And thank you very much to the officers who have, who have done the amendments so well. I think it's a reflection of what we spoke about last time. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Mamun Babama. It is the Parliamentary Legal Services as best captured by Umamu Barbara Lutz, as well as Umamu Jacqueline Melo, that have arranged this presentation and captured your input and thoughts as best as they could. Honorable Memasho.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and all members on the platform. Chair, I don't have anything to question. I'm satisfied with what is presented. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Memasho. The Honorable Ntate Matiase. Ntate Matiase. The Honorable Ntate Masipa.
Chair, thank you very much. And to the colleagues from the legal services, thank you very much for the presentation. Chair, I do not have really let me say, I don't have serious concerns, but I just want clarity on the assignee, because one of the matter that was raised was Section 3A, where it says the minister may, for the purposes of application of this act or certain provisions thereof, designate as assignee a person, because this was contentious, and I think the member of the public were saying that, you want this body to be not a person who is doing this job, because you don't want the person not to be there tomorrow and the job is not being done. Have they considered, removing a person instead of keeping on that? If they did not consider, what are the reasons? That's one. The second one is 12.4.2. It says that the executive officer to exercise a power solely with his own opinion to determine from whom comments should be invited. I just want to see, okay, the executive officer within a specified period has invited comment on the business plan and budget of such assignee from interested parties or individual who, in the opinion of the executive, are directly affected by the actions of the assignee. I think the question is, you added that, okay, I see it's added in the opinion of, okay. Now, I think I'm covered, Chair. That's all from my side. I think the key is the person section on the assignee that I must just get clarity there. I'll appreciate. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Ntate Masipa. The Honorable Tatu Kaba.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you very much, Chair. I'm also comfortable with the amendments that were clearly made or shown to us by the officials. I'm comfortable, Chair. That's good work done. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Bauchapa. Akbare breed.
Dankie, voorsitter. To reiterate my colleagues, thank you for the legal advisors for their inputs. I am also comfortable and I have no questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Akbare breed. The Honorable Mamutwete.
Thank you, Chair. Chairperson, I'm really covered, Chair. It reflects that this is a true reflection of what we spoke about with the amendments. Everything is covered, Chair. Our legal services have done a sterling job. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Twete. The Honorable Dabezita Nkosenkulu. Baucebe khulu.
Thank you, Chairperson. Good morning to you and good morning to all my members of the Portfolio Committee and the legal advisors and the team from the Portfolio Committee. Chairperson, I as well would agree with the colleagues or members who have just welcomed the amendments. I do as well welcome the amendments as they have been put before us. Thank you.
Siyabonga Nkosenkulu. The Honorable Bau Kruger.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, my appreciation also for the legal services. And thank you and good morning, colleagues. Chair, I think I'm covered. However, I still think there's too much red tape involved in this piece of legislation. But we will talk later on it, and I will also discuss it with the President's Red Tape Unit and see where they can help us reform some of the red tape in this legislation. But otherwise, I'm covered with the content of the bill. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Kruger. The Honorable Memahadzi. Memahadzi. She on the platform, Manyamza.
No, Chair. She's not on the platform, Chair.
Okay. The Honorable Ndade Muntwedi. Ndade Muntwedi.
Not on the platform as well, Chair.
Not on the platform as well. Any other honorable member on the platform? I take it that there is no other honorable member on the platform. Let us therefore revert back, honorable members, to legal services for responses to the questions posed.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, honorable members. Chair, I'm very happy that the members in general are good with the amendments. I must just say it was very much a collaborative effort. We were constantly in consultation with the State Law Advisor and the department's colleagues. For that reason, Chair, I will also just like to hand the question with regard to the use of a person in 2.3a to colleagues at the department, because they will have the practical and policy reasons for why that is there. We as technical drafters have it in there, but they will be able to give the actual reason why a person should or should not be taken out. If I can just call on my colleagues. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Barbara Luz. Before we get Dr. Sirage's response, anything from the State Law Advisor, any responses? Mamum Dlodlo.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Chairperson, and good morning to the honorable members. Sorry. Sorry about that, Chair. If I may, before the department comes in, I would like just to mention that the word person is defined in the Interpretation Act as the natural person and the juristic person. So I'm not sure if the honorable member is concerned on the natural part of the definition of the word person, but like my colleague Barbara has referred the matter to the department to respond. I'll leave it at that. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you, the legal state law advisor, Mamum Dlodlo. Dr. Sirage, any responses on your side in regards to the questions posed by honorable members?
Thank you, and good morning to the honorable members and to members of the team from the Legal Services and Parliament and to our colleagues. And yes, the person, actually, if it would make it easier, we could put juristic person, but the practicality of it is that the assignee can actually be a person. But in practice and over the years, when with the passing of time, the workload just necessitated that it be done by a body, undertaking, or an institution. But to answer the question directly, yes, the work it's possible for a person to be able to do. But if the fails, we need to put juristic person here, we'll still be comfortable with it. The essence will still be the same. Honorable Chairperson, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sirage. Honorable members, those are the responses in terms of clarity and the questions that were posed. Any follow-up questions? Members seem to be generally happy with the A list.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, apologies, just to get clarity, should we assert juristic there? Would the committee want us to affect that amendment?
We take it, Mamu Barbara Lutz, that as per the input given, the ICNE means a person both as juristic person or. So I thought it covered and explained it per the response you gave. Hence, I'm asking if there's any follow-up question. If there is, then we can look into that.
Thank you, Chair.
Honorable members, are we clear and satisfied?
Chair?
Yes, Dr. Masipa?
My hand has been up. Thank you. So really, Chair, from my side, I will propose that we make it a juristic person because, you don't want to find a situation where assignees are not able to perform because of other reasons that they are absent, or because things can happen, natural cause death, and so forth. But if it's an undertaking or a juristic person, it continues. What do they call natural succession? Just it just continues a person. Either a person is not there or not here, but the institution will continue to do the work. I prefer that we put a juristic person, as it was proposed by some of the submissions that were made. Thank you, Chair.
Any other view, honorable members?
Chair?
Yes, you may proceed, Honorable Chwete.
I'm not sure, Chairperson, if I get Honorable Masipa. I'm not sure, precisely because, Chairperson, the proposal that is coming with seeks to oppose, in my view, of what we all other members are saying. Hence, I'm saying maybe, Chair, if I can get andimva uthini Tim. I'm trying so hard to listen attentively ukuthi kahle kahle le ndoda ithini ndizoyiva opposer with what we agreed on or what.
From the legal
Point
services.
Of order, Chair. Point of order, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Mbabama.
I think Metro must withdraw land order and address Ndate Masipa properly. Thank you.
Sustained, Honorable Babama Mamuchwete. Please withdraw land order.
I withdraw, Chair.
Thank you.
My hand is up.
Yes, Honorable Kape's hand is up. We acknowledge. Yeah,
thank you, Chair. Chair, I think we are agreeing as members that the assignee, as indicated there on that section, means a person undertaking a body, institution, association, or board designated such under. Now, if you talk about a juristic person, for sure, like Honorable Chwete is saying, it becomes, for me, a bit of a problem because it's like there's a specific individual, hence Honorable Masipa is talking about that. But if you talk about an institution, you talk about a body, you talk about a board, which does not have direct or indirect interest. It covers his fears of if in case of death, for an example. So I would plea with him that we leave it as it is. As honorable members, we have understood it, and leave it as it is so that it covered those unforeseen, because that board won't be just one person. That undertaking will just not be one person. That body, that institution will just be it will be an institution that oversees, that is assigned. So we just leave it at like that instead of assigning it to just one juristic person. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Kape. I see the hand of Ndate Masipa. Is it a legacy hand, Ndate Masipa?
No, no, Chair, it's not legacy hands. It's I'm responding to some of the issues that were the inputs made by my colleagues. So, Chair, I think maybe I must just try. Honorable Chwete said land order, let me try and make it audible.
That has been withdrawn, Honorable Ndate Masipa, so please withdraw that as well.
Okay, I withdraw, Chair. Okay,
thank you.
So natural person obviously is like me and you. In legal terms, obviously, you know, once you die, obviously your business will not carry on as usual. It will go under an estate and liquidated and so forth and so forth. So which means your service as a service provider to institution will stop as such, because you stop and the service provision stop. But a juristic person in its function, when things like that happens, when a CEO dies or one of the board members die or whatever, you know, the institution continue to do its work. So the person that is here is not really clear whether it's natural or is juristic person. So my proposal, once again, is that that is too vague and it is left for interpretation. I would rather say, let's put a juristic person so that the business continuity is not affected by the person either falling sick or by the person, you know, dying for that matter. So this is my proposal, Chair, and I hope my inputs are much clearer now. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Ntate Masipa. As it has been captured there, the assignee means a person undertaking, body, institution, association, or board designated as such under Section 2, subsection 3, which does not have direct or indirect interest in the product concerned. Therefore, from the legal advisors, both from parliamentary legal services, as well as the state law advisor, they've clarified that a person means both natural and juristic person, and therefore hence the comfortability of a majority of honorable members in support of what has been captured to have been captured correctly and to the members satisfactory. I would therefore propose that we move on, honorable members, and adopt the A list so that next week we can be able to look into the B list in its for the adoption of the A list, honorable members, as presented by the legal services. And it has been put before us. Manyamza, Mamkakaza, will you just show it by page so that we can have honorable members be able to adopt? I will therefore, honorable members, proceed. There's 4 pages. Page 1.
Chairperson.
Yes, Manyamza.
I wanted to make an appeal to members that we do not adopt this A list for now, because we're still going to go clause by clause on the bill. Maybe members will find some amendments when we're deliberating clause by clause. And then, because normally we do not start with the A list, we start with clause by clause, and then we go from that clause by clause, we develop an A list. And then from that A list, and then we adopt the A list with the B bill, and then we finalize the bill.
So are you proposing that we park this for next week, Manyamza?
Yes, maybe because we still have time, we can continue with clause deliberations on the bill clause by clause.
So you would propose that I read it out as is to the end?
Yes, Chair.
Okay. Honorable members, agreed?
Agreed, Chair.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Thank you, honorable members. We'll proceed accordingly. 15th November 2022, Portfolio Committee on Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development proposed amendments to the Agricultural Products Standards Amendment Bill, B15, 2021, Clause 1, on 1, page 2, from line 7 to omit paragraph A, 2, on page 2 in line 12 to omit a systematic and functionally independent, and to substitute N. 3 on page 3 in line 1 to omit manner or and substitute prescribed. 4 on page 3 from line 4 to omit in respect of the sale or export of a product. 5 on page 3, line 12, after 4, to insert any and to omit or otherwise. Clause 2, honorable members, 1, clause rejected. New clause 1, that the following be a new clause. Amendment of section 2 of Act 119 of 1990 as amended by section 2 of Act 63 of 1998. 2, section 2 of the Principal Act is hereby amended by the substitution in subsection 3 for paragraph A of the following paragraph. A, the minister may, for the purpose of the application of this act or certain provision, therefore, with regard to a particular product, designate any person, undertaking, body, institution, association, or board having particular knowledge in respect of the product concerned as an assignee in respect of that product. Designate as assignee a person, undertaking, body, institution, association, or board. Roman numeral 1, having a particular knowledge of the product concerned, or 2, Roman numeral having the particular knowledge of the relevant management control system with no direct or indirect person or financial interest. Clause 3, honorable members, 1, on page 3 in line 35, after consent to insert with a specified period. Mam Kakaza, please mute your microphone. 2, on page 3, from line 41, to omit in the option or in the opinion of the executive officer. 3, on page 3, in line 45, after period, to insert not exceeding 12 months. Clause 4, honorable members, 1, on page 3, from line 52, to omit paragraph B. 2, on page 4, from line 4, omit paragraph C and substitute C In the case of action under subsection 1D, the relevant person referred to in subsection 1 may inspect, audit the management control system in connection with, what's that, and or or in connection with any action referred to in subsection 1D and demand from the owner or custodian of the product, material, substance, or other article in question, or from the person supervising such management control system, any information or an explanation regarding the management control system, product, material, substance, or other article in question. And 3 on page 4, after line 12, to insert the following paragraph. C, by the substitution in subsection 4 for the following subsection. 4, in the case of action under subsection 1B, C or E, is that supposed to be a D? Thank you. Subsection 1B, C, D, or E, or subsection 2C, by the relevant person referred to in subsection 1, the owner of the product in question shall pay the prescribed fees or the amount determined by the assignee as the case may be for such action. Clause 5, honorable members, 1 on page 4, in line 18, after management control system, to insert. That is all before us, honorable members. With that said, we will proceed accordingly as Manyamza has proposed, that next week we'll look at the A list and adopt it, and therefore proceed to looking at the B bill. Is that correct, Manyamza Mamkakaza? Manyamza Mamkakaza?
Yes, Chair, it is correct.
Thank you,
we still
honorable
have
member.
to do clause by clause, Chair.
That is fine. We shall do so in the following week, honorable members. That concludes our session, honorable members. We will therefore move on from the proposed amendments of the Agricultural Products Standards Amendment Bill. Park that for the following week. I would now request that we adopt the outstanding minutes. If I may request the Secretariat to put those minutes up.
Sorry, Chair.
Yes, Manyams.
We did not prepare for any adoption of minutes, Chair, because we did not anticipate that the meeting will be very short.
Oh, I have on the agenda 2 sets of minutes that were due to be adopted. That of the 25th of October, 2022. They are already up. Is one hand speaking to the other?
I withdraw, Chair.
Thank you. Manyamza. Honorable members, there are your minutes of Tuesday, the 25th of October, 2022. And we proceed. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4, honorable members. And we have a mover for the adoption of the minutes of the 25th of October, 2022.
Honorable Chair,
You may proceed, Mematlo.
I stand to move for the adoption of the minutes of as presented to us. It's a true reflection of that day. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Matlo. Moves for the adoption of the minutes of the 25th of October, 2022. And I have a second, honorable members. Honorable Baukabekulu.
Thank you, Chair. I stand to second the move that the minutes are full reflection what was deliberated on in our previous meeting. Thank you.
Thank you for seconding the adoption of the minutes. Honorable members, any matters arising? Page 1. Dr. Masipa, is that on matters arising? I see your hand is up.
Apologies, Chair. Matters arising, but not page 1, sorry.
All right. Page 2, honorable members. Page 3. Page 4.
Chair, I'm trying to raise.
Honorable Dr. Masipa, you may proceed.
Yeah, on point 7, Chair, with regards to Minister and Deputy Minister's absence at the committee meeting. Chair, I know that the Minister was supposed to have been before us to brief us with regards to Ingonyama Trust, and that did not happen. Can we also just maybe, as one of the items that we follow up, that before we close for December holidays, that we have got a fixed date as to when the Minister will be able to come before the committee? I'm raising this because we have also, noted the absence of the Minister and the Deputy Ministers from this committee, several times. But I think key is that we need to do to engage on the issues of Ngonyama Trust, and so that she can brief us properly. And also, when we were away last week, the special master, briefing around the special master, Chair. I think those are the two items that I thought is very important.
Thank you, Ntate Masipa. In regards to what you are raising, honorable members, we were scheduled to meet with the Honorable Minister, the ITB, and the Special Master while we were away in Johannesburg on the 11th, as had agreed with the minister. You would recall that because of the minister having been away, we had to change our meeting, I think of the 2nd of November to the 11th of November. But this meeting was not realized. I have requested the Secretariat to urgently call for a meeting with the minister on that particular item. So we don't want to postpone any further the program of the committee, and we would like to dispense of this work before we close the year. So you are correct, Honorable Ntate Masipa, we will do so accordingly. If the Secretariat can note that and do follow up as per our request. Honorable members, on page 4, on our minutes, matters arising. If there are no matters arising, honorable members, we take it that the minutes of the 25th of October 2022 have been duly adopted. Any other minutes? Second set of minutes. Thank you, honorable members. There's the second set of minutes of our meeting held on Tuesday, the 1st of November, 2022. Page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Page 7. Honorable members, the sets of minutes of the meeting we held on the 1st of November 2022. Can we have a mover for the adoption of the minutes? Honorable Ntate Masipa.
Thank you, Chair. I move for the adoption of the minutes of the 1st of November 2022.
Thank you. Ntate Masipa moves for the adoption of the minutes. Can we have a second, honorable members?
Thank you, Chairperson.
Yes, Honorable Trader.
I second the move for the adoption of the minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Trader. Seconds the adoption of the minutes of the 1st of November 2022. Any matters arising, honorable members? Page 1. Page 2. Yes, Honorable Trader.
Chairperson, apologies, Chair, if I might be out of order, but can we note, Chair, the absence of DM Squatcher and the fact that there's no apology yet again in this meeting. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Trader. Noted. And we will request the Secretariat to again write to the executive that their absence continues to be noted in our parliamentary committee meeting. Page 2, honorable members. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6.
Chair.
Honorable Masipa.
Chair, I don't know if I might be, yeah, let me just raise it and then you will make a ruling. Chair, on point 3 on summary 3, I mean point 1E, unnecessary, it talks about the stakeholders' proposal on the bill as summarized as follows. Unnecessary, costly structures and methodology should be avoided, including inspection duplication in the value chain. And I mean, you know, talking costs here on F. So I think and also if you read G, the bill must take cognizance of the country's economic condition to avoid unnecessary additional regulatory burden and so forth. Chair, the proposal that I'm making to my colleagues is that shouldn't we really consider engaging the commodity groups? And I mean, we are in the 3rd year of our, I mean, we go into our 4th year of our term, and we haven't really engaged the commodity groups or called them to really understand their trading environment and their challenges and so forth. So I propose that, Chair, maybe, you know, to schedule for the next, it won't be now, but our next start of term maybe to consider really inviting the commodity groups either through ACBIS or through individually, you know, engaging and really understanding their trading environment so that, you know, when we consider bills and all the other things, we have got the context of the environment that they are trading under. Things have really changed quite drastically, you know, with regards to our trading conditions and obviously the cost of doing business and all those kind of things, so that we can really also be briefed and be able to understand their environment. And also when we do our oversight, take into consideration their challenges. Thank you, Chair.
Before you thank us, Honorable Ntate Masipa, can you brief the honorable members how many of these groups are there?
Chair, I can talk of the Western Cape. We've got 11 commodity groups, but remember, in terms of provinces, differ. You might, like macadamia, for example, is another, it could be another commodity group that is obviously trading in other areas that is not, you don't have in the Western Cape. I can check, but commodity groups in the Western Cape, we've got about 11 of them.
So I'm therefore trying to bring it to honorable members. If in the Western Cape alone there is 11, you can imagine in the entire landscape of our country, having 9 provinces, how many of these groups are? Haven't we done what is necessary to have a holistic approach in terms of getting a brief from the department on a broader presentation that talks to all the product groups rather than going into the individual ones? I put it to you, honorable members, in terms of our timeline. We may not have sufficient time to engage with all of them. And therefore, I think this has been a correct manner in engaging on a more broader and holistic approach.
Chair, have you put it to the group or to me back?
No, I put it to the group, Ntate Masipa, and then you can come back. Any other hand, honorable members, on this? What Honorable Ntate Masipa has raised?
My hand is up.
Honorable Twete.
Thank you, Chairperson. You are correct, Chair. I wouldn't agree more on the approach that we used in terms of consultation. Therefore, I do get also what Honorable Masipa is suggesting, but Chair, for now it will derail and it will delay all the efforts that we have made and what we are trying to achieve. I strongly believe the approach that we have taken is really sufficient for the bill in terms of consultation, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other further input, honorable members? Before we get to Honorable Ntate Masipa, you may proceed. Briet, I see your hand coming up.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, I think maybe as a general comment, and I think it maybe needs to be as a committee, I think in terms of the bill, I think we got feedback from participants. If we speak specifically towards the bill, I think the collaborators that wanted to did partake. I think, and how I understood Honorable Masipa is maybe looking at the broader sense of not specifically speaking to this bill, but in the broader sense of the committee and the committee interactions and engagements, and how we go forward to actually do that. And I would like to, and that would be my take of it, Chairperson, is I think in terms of our committee schedule, I think we currently have, if we complete this bill, I think we still have 6 or 7 more bills, on the joint tagging mechanism that has to come to this committee. They are working us to the bone in terms of legislation. But I think in the broader sense of specifically taking into account food security, specific taking into account old legislation. We've seen a lot, and Chairperson, you and I have spoken a lot about traceability, for example, with FMD and so forth. I think we as a committee really need to discuss and talk about how we are going to engage with the necessary and relevant stakeholders, because I think we also have a part to play in actually not just listening to our stakeholders, but also providing inputs from our side to the department in terms of how to improve themselves and their services. So I would like to partially agree, in the broader sense with Honourable Masipa, and think we need to do that, because I think for specifically taking into account everything that has happened in agriculture, we need to do that. But maybe for this bill, I do agree with Honourable Chete that we did receive the inputs from, if I can call it, the main stakeholders that have to work with this bill, Chair. Thanks.
Thank you, Honourable Brett. Ndate Masipa, I think we covered in terms of the bill, but for any further engagements, I think per our program allowing, we can see as to how best we interact with the various product groups and ensure that we have our fingers on the pulse, as it were. So we will look into that. Any further input on your end, Ndate Masipa?
Chair, I think you summed it quite well. Thank you. I think that's exactly what I wanted to bring across, that we need to really just ensure that we engage our commodity groups. I think just on the issue of how many commodity groups, I said 11 in the Western Cape, but I think remember that it could be 11 in the whole country, or it could be 50 in the whole country. So other regions might have 1 or 2 extra commodity groups, but in the Western Cape, we've got 11.
Perfect.
Thanks.
I thought you would say in the Western Cape, they have 11, because if I recall well, you are from Limpopo. Honourable members, we were on page 6 on matters arising. Page 7. With that said, honourable members, minutes of the 1st of November have been duly adopted. That brings us to the end of our proceedings today, rather one of our short meetings. I therefore want to applaud the legal services, parliamentary legal services, Umamu Barbara, Lutz, as well as Umamu Jacqueline Melo, for having presented the clause by clause and the amendments that we effected. We also want to thank the state law advisor, Umamu Mdludlu, for the input. Ntate Serache, I think it was you that set the time on us to wrap up before your 11 o'clock. So we want to thank you for your participation and the officials of the department. We thank you all, honorable members, for your continuous engagement and participation in these meetings, in ensuring that we are able to do our work and effect the necessary changes to legislation. We want to thank our staff in the Secretariat, content advisors, as well as the researchers, and all those that are the actors in the backgrounds who ensure that these meetings are held and continue to be captured or through these hybrid and these virtual meetings. We therefore want to wish you well on the rest of the proceedings this afternoon. Do note, honorable members, that we do have a sitting in the National Assembly that starts at 2 o'clock. Those that will be joining virtually, please ensure that you are able to join on time. And those that will be in the house, we look forward to seeing you in the Good Hope Chamber. Have a great week ahead, and do send our greetings and love to your loved ones, and have a great week ahead, honorable members. The meeting stands adjourned. Thank you.
Enkosi Mthembu.
Thank you, Honorable
My colleagues.
Love to the boys. Love to the boys.
Okay, Nkosi.